Hello and welcome to another episode of Unboxing Women, where we explore why women in business are often called such a bitch, with a focus on the music and entertainment industry. My name is Rexx, and with me is my friend Maika Rose, and we are both independent recording artists and singer-songwriters based in Europe. You can listen to us on our YouTube channel and on your favorite podcast platform. I can say it. With us today is Celine, who is a professional mermaid.
Hi, guys.
I want to let that sink in because she is the first mermaid in Belgium and has performed around the world already. So Mermaid Celine also makes her own mermaid tails and gear, which are stunning, I might add. And she also has a mermaid school. So we are very excited to talk to you, Celine. Welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, my God. That is insane. Sorry, it's your turn, but oh my God, that is insane.
It is.
Like you make your own tails as well. That's so cool.
Yes.
So how did you get into being a mermaid? How did that happen?
Well, so obviously, like with a lot of professional mermaids, the Little Mermaid started it all for me. And I was obsessed with her when I was a little girl. Like, I wanted to see the movie every day, and I think my parents still hate me for it. So the fascination with merfolk as I grew older actually never went away. Also, I've always been a very creative person. Like, I actually wanted to become like a movie actress. And then when I was 16, I was studying drama at art school. And I was still like obsessed with mermaids. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just try and make myself a tail and see if I can get any jobs with it. And like I started researching, and my mom was a big help because she's a seamstress, and so she helps me make my tails. And like 4 years later, I had my first tail. It took me that long because I'm such a perfectionist and control freak. And then I started getting like one gig every few months. But as I went along, it just kept on growing, and like it took a hold of me, and I just went with it. And now I'm a professional full-time mermaid performer.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually wanted you to tell us a little bit more about the wonderful world of mermaids and here it comes, how you took the plunge to actually become one.
Yes, let's dive in.
That's nice pun. So I always felt like, this is going to sound a little bit strange. I always felt like I've been a mermaid, but I just needed the tail to like complete the transformation, if that makes sense. So when I was younger, I loved the water. Like when we went swimming, it was very hard to get me out of the water, or when I was in the bathtub, like I was always pretending I was a mermaid. And so like when I finished my very first tail and I swam with it the very first time, to me, it felt like a full circle moment. So it was very emotional and kind of deep, like almost spiritual talking for me. So yeah, it feels very natural for me to swim in my tails because I've always swam like this, like the movement the dolphins make, the whales. I can't swim like normal humans do. So,
but it's not just about becoming a mermaid and performing underwater. You also need to be very fit and train apnea. Is that how we say it in English? Apnea regularly, right? So what is that all about?
Okay, so apnea actually means that you're able to hold your breath for a longer period of time, and it's a technique that is used while freediving. It's called. It's something that I also didn't know that existed until I was already like a professional performer in mermaiding. And what I did do before, I've done scuba diving when I was younger. I'm also certified right now. And it was also then during those classes that they taught us how to like hold your breath for longer periods of time. And the swimming movement, like even though your feet are in the separate fins, we would still have to make the same movement, like the mermaid swimming motion. And also there was one teacher who actually had like a monofin with him. And after every single class, I asked him if I could borrow it for a moment. And then I would just put it on and shoot through the water like a torpedo.
That's amazing.
Yeah, my sister has a monofin. She's also very obsessed with mermaids. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Join the community.
That's amazing. I mean,
I'll let her know.
The entertainment factor on the outside of the aquarium, because you swim mostly in an aquarium.
Mm-hmm.
But you've also
which must be so cool, though.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. That just must be so cool, swimming amongst like the fish in an aquarium.
It's amazing. Yeah, there is this one aquarium where I perform every month. It's called Todi Dive Center in Beringen, Belgium. And they actually have like, it's a dive center, but it looks like a big aquarium where you're allowed to swim, dive, free dive, mermaid in. And we perform shows there every month. And then people can come us watch swim. They can take classes with us. And every month we also have like a mermaid meet and greet with one of us. And then all of us have like our own little thing. Like I would sing a couple of songs, and then there was one other mermaid who does like storytelling. And so yeah, it's lots of fun. And obviously I love swimming with the fish. I once performed in India, like 2019, I think. Wow. And that was the first aquarium where I performed that had sharks in it. And I was like, so I was very excited, but a little bit worried. Now I knew they weren't gonna like do anything to me because the divers are in the water every single day, but I didn't know how they would react on me and my tail because they've never seen a mermaid before. Mm-hmm. So I was a little bit mostly excited about going in the water, and it's such an amazing experience swimming with sharks. Like that was awesome.
What kind of sharks was it?
They were lemon sharks.
Lemon, okay. Because,
yes.
I mean, you're huge with your tail. You're absolutely huge. Oh, yeah. So I think that would keep them away from you.
Well, it did in the beginning, but I was there for like 14 days. And the very last performance I did, one of the sharks actually swam like next to me and then went in front of me just while I was making a movement. And I can't see clear underwater. So like, the depth, I really can't tell. Of course, I saw the shark, but I touched her. And that was a very like special moment because like my brain went, oh my God, she's close. And then I was like, oh my God, she's so soft.
That's so cute.
It's true. They do have very soft skin, don't they? Yeah.
They do, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That was one of my questions was going to be, because outside of the aquarium, you know, you can see the mermaid and it's amazing. But from inside the aquarium, you're not wearing goggles or anything. So how much can you see? I mean, aren't aquariums, do they have mirroring glass normally on the inside? No?
Yeah, no, you can actually see through them, but obviously it's very dark. So I can't see the people except when they're like that close, like very close, touching the windows. I can see the hands when they're touching the windows, and then I can like give them like high fives and stuff like that. But yeah, our vision is very blurry. I feel like I can see well enough underwater also because I've been doing it for such a long time. There wasn't a lot of Yeah, I've never swam with goggles or with a mask except when I'm like in actual diving gear. So yeah.
Because you also wear glasses, don't you? So that must be an added thing.
Well, the glasses are actually just to like rest one of my eyes because I can't see very well with this one right here. So the other one has to make up for a lot of it. And so I have to wear glasses to let that eye rest. Okay. But I'm fine.
I think underwater,
because I can imagine that would be weird.
See.
Yeah. Well, yes. But imagine having already bad eyesight and then going underwater and everything just being blue all of a sudden.
Yeah,
I know two mermaids that have that, and they're actually one of them has very, very bad eyesight, and she makes it work. So what she does is she'll swim in the water or in the aquarium a couple of times with her goggles to like see where everything is, and then she'll take them off, and she's able to swim perfectly fine without them.
Yeah, so she knows where she is basically, where everything is.
Yeah.
Let's dive into some unboxing women stuff. You were saying to me the other day that you are completely helpless when you're in your mermaid tail and outfit, and obviously you're not wearing a lot. So do people take advantage of that? Well, do men take advantage of that? Is there a lot of sexualization going on at that moment, or what is your take?
So yeah, once we're in our tails, especially on land, we're as good as immobile. So we need people to carry us to the water. We are very dependent on people, which is a part that I don't really like, because I feel like I'm a very strong, independent woman. But yeah, obviously there is some sexualization with mermaids, sirens. It's always been like that. You know, they have it goes with the whole folklore and the history of mermaids. Still, that doesn't mean that you can touch us, or, you know, like, fortunately, I didn't have that many. I don't think I've had a lot of experiences with men trying to take advantage of me while I was in my tail. But I've seen and I've heard a lot of stories about mermaids online. You know, they're at a kid's birthday party, and like some uncle or some guy will come and take a picture with you, and he'll try and touch you in places where you're not supposed to touch people. So I mean, just that's not respectful. It's not like, okay, we're performers, but we're not your toys or like your fantasy thingies. So
yeah,
exactly.
But I've been fortunate.
Okay,
so
yeah.
far.
So there's a fine line between, are you a performer and, you know, is it entertainment value, or, you know, where do they cross the line and say, oh well, you know, you're just here for me to touch you. I think
the phrase comes to mind, asking for it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's like that sentence gets me really worked up. So
I can imagine that's one that gets thrown at you a lot.
I mean, it's the same with the story of girls being sexually assaulted or raped. They never asked for it. Like, it doesn't matter what you wear. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're a mermaid or not. You know, it doesn't matter. You're still not asking to be sexually assaulted.
Exactly.
So, yeah. I actually have a question towards whether there is a bias towards men in the mermaid business, because I follow a male mermaid on TikTok. I don't know if he does it professionally, but he has like different tails and stuff, and I think that's cool. But historically, like, if you were talking about the folklore, there's not a lot of male mermaids. There are in Ariel, like the Little Mermaid, but I think in most of the folklore, or I mean, prove me wrong, I have no idea. I assume there's not that many. So do you know a lot of men in the business, or is it like predominantly females?
Well, it's a business that is mostly female oriented, but I know a couple of mermen who do it professionally, and they are awesome, and they completely rock it. And I think it's just amazing, because I would love more men to be in the merfolk industry. And yeah, when you talked about the folklore, actually one of the very first legends of merfolk is about a guy, a merman. So there are some stories, but they are very rare, and there are lots of speculations as to why.
Yeah, I think the woman form, you know, the female form, and the seductress and the evil that's behind that takes the upper hand in those kind of stories, probably in the end.
Yeah, because it used to be luring ships and sailors out to their deaths. So, and who could do that if not women? Because women weren't allowed on ships, were they?
Exactly. That's how we take revenge. That's how we do it.
Yeah, exactly. You won't allow us on your ships. We will drag you out of them.
Exactly.
I love that. Yeah. So, okay. So this is a big shout out to all the men out there. Become mermen. Come on.
Yes.
You can do it.
Yes, do it. You know you want to. Do it.
You know you want to. Well, talking about that, is there, aside from the sexualization, is there sexism in the mermaid business? I mean, who books you? Is it a lot of women who are the bookers, or, is it a lot of men? And how does that work? Do they look up to you or not? Or, are there a lot of questions about that?
Okay, so this is actually a very interesting question. When I get booked, it's mostly like for the bigger events, but like most of the organizers are male, which I don't really mind because they've all been very respectful toward me.
Good.
And I haven't had any experiences with them like that. What I do want to tell is that sometimes the women, like I was a little bit worried maybe in the beginning when I got booked for my first gigs, because there are going to be women there, and like I don't want to come across like I'm here to steal your man, which is not the case at all. And I've had like a couple of women like looking at me like they wanted to
drown you.
For lack of better terms, yes. But
oh my God,
what I love is that most women actually are very enthusiastic about it, and they're like, where do I sign up? Like, can I become a mermaid as well?
Me.
So
me.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's interesting. That is interesting. It's kind of it goes back to we had an episode once where I mentioned there was this one time I was on a shared car ride, and there was this girl with her boyfriend, and I spoke to her one sentence and she got really bitchy at me. And I was like, wait, what? And I talked to my brother about it later, and he was like, oh, that's the kind of girl. And again, this is just what he said, but that's the kind of girl who grew up with boys, kind of, but not in the way she grew up with boys and is one of the boys, but kind of only knows how to talk to boys. And so anytime you talk to her, it feels like you're her competition.
I see.
And so like I can guess that that's maybe the type of people who would then react that way towards you, because they see you as the competition, and it brings out their insecurities. And it just shows again how women are constantly in competition with one another.
It's a bit weird because I mean, when you go to a show, there's going to be dancers. You can't, be jealous of the dancer and then look at your husband and say, "Yo, she's dancing specially to steal you." That's not. Don't go then. I mean.
Yeah, which actually it goes into another question I wanted to ask you is do people see you as a performer? Because it's such a new or rare kind of performance that it is I don't know, I didn't immediately when I heard of this think, oh yeah, that's a performance, that's entertainment, that's a business. It didn't immediately link in my mind, so I think maybe people just don't see you as a performer. What do you think?
Well, I did have when I first tell people that I'm a professional mermaid, the initial reaction mostly is very enthusiastic, but they go like, so what do you do exactly? Like, do you put on a costume? Do you swim? Like, what do you do? So I do have to elaborate a little bit on the matter, but as soon as they like get all the information, they're very enthusiastic and very they're very positive about it. So yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. And what about jealousy between mermaids? The jealousy between mermaids, is that something epic or has it been exaggerated in Ariel, for example?
Well, there's definitely some mer drama going around, but thankfully it's not really where I live. So in Belgium, it's mostly in the States. Like you see stuff like I'm in a couple of groups on Facebook, or I have a couple of friends in America, and like it can get really bitchy out there. So I'm kind of happy that I'm here, where I don't really know. I don't want to know about it, what's going on. I just want to stay as far away from it as I can. So yeah, I mean, jealousy is a normal feeling you can experience sometime, and it's also not really a negative feeling. Like,
yeah, if you don't act on it negatively, it can be healthy because you want to achieve something, obviously.
Yeah.
So it gives you drive. Yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
Exactly. But it's not, you just use that drive to improve yourself, and you don't work it out on other people, or like the people you're jealous about. Like I've actually experienced it too with a mermaid performer I'm very, very close with, and I just had to work on myself. I am a very insecure person, and yeah, with stuff that I went through in the past as well, mental health wise, it's a journey, and I feel like there's so much to learn about yourself. Like, for example, people who don't want to be alone, that means they're kind of scared of themselves, which I think is really sad, because if you learn how to be alone, and if you're happy when you're alone, then that's how you grow, that's how you evolve. So
yeah,
that's true.
And obviously I have to ask this question. Have you ever been called a bitch? So in mermaid world, by mere people, or indeed the jealous person that is in the audience, or maybe people you've worked with, like of the production of the event?
Well, not to my face. So I don't
get that one a lot.
Yeah, we get that one a lot.
I have been called arrogant a couple of times already, not to my face either. Like a couple of friends told me, like someone they heard them talking about me, and that one really hurt me, because like I said before, I'm a very insecure person, and I really I'm a people pleaser. So I want to be friends with everybody and help you, and so that one really, really hurt me. I guess it's just because I am obviously trying to come across like I am sure of myself when I'm meeting other people. Like, it's what you do. You hide behind your little wall and stuff like that. But yeah, that one really cut me deep.
We were talking about that.
I mean, so yeah, no, I just think it's really interesting, because I don't think that when we feel like we are just trying to be confident and trying to kind of come out of our shells, are actually being arrogant in any way, shape, or form. I just think we know our shit, and people just like to doubt us and put us down.
Yeah, it's
I feel like that a lot of the time.
It also annoys me a little bit, because like the mermaid part about me is one of the very few things I do feel confident about. I do know my stuff. I've made a name for myself within the mer community. Like, why would you try and break me down or tear me down? I mean, what's the goal? What are you trying to accomplish? I really don't appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I've already had like a rough time with myself, and I don't need somebody to come in and doubt how I do my job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I think that's across the board. Yeah, very good point. Oh, just a really quick question. I know we're nearly done here, but I was just wondering whether you get excited or annoyed when people mention the show H2O, Just Add Water.
It's a bit double for me, because I do think it's a good kids show, but the tales...
the tales aren't great, no. But I mean,
oh my God, don't get me started on the tales. Like, I am a mermaid who loves big flukes. Like, I need my big flukes. Like, I need the proportions are right, I feel. when I'm in my tail. Like my fluke is huge. And I really like the idea of the extended tails, but then make the fluke a little bit bigger. Like,
Yeah, you do look really good. And your tails are very aesthetically pleasing.
Thank
and
you.
Also and it's also the movement that they do in water is unbelievable.
It's so different to, I mean, the show, obviously, I've said a lot of times as well, the tops and the way it's always the same. And obviously they change because it's magic and stuff, but they did look a little bit clunky. But yeah, so if that's the only thing, I mean, I love the show. It's great. And I rewatch it. I rewatch it every couple of years.
I've only seen like a couple of episodes, so I'm not going to break it down.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
I don't know if in Belgium it's apparently not as popular.
No, it's actually it's getting some interest here now since like maybe a year or two.
Yeah, it's been added on Netflix. I think that's probably why.
Yes.
That's why. Yeah. I know of it because of my boyfriend's daughter, who obviously found it and wanted to watch it, and so she watched it, and I don't even know where she watched it.
It's amazing.
But it's amazing. It's like a saying. Well, I didn't watch it myself, so it wasn't for me. And it's only when I saw Celine being a mermaid that I said, "Oh my God, I need to do this."
Yeah, I think it's very different. Like I watched it the first time when I was very young, and
maybe it
just
caught you at a good age.
Yeah, it caught me also because of the magic. It's just, and I think that's what you bring with your shows as well. It's like bringing the magic to life, which is just so cool. And I think a lot of people, not just kids, really enjoy seeing that. Yeah,
that's something that I really can tell when, of course, you're welcome. I really appreciate it when I get comments like this. So I experience this the most when I'm at Elftopia, which is like my favorite gig of the year. Also because, of course, I have the kids coming up to me and you see like the little twinkle in their eyes. But even the adults, like when I'm actually in the water performing and I get out of the water and like I ask my family to take clips of me when they're like sitting on the side banks, and then you hear the voices of the people while they're recording, and like the adults, their comments is just because obviously the ones that I've heard were all positive, but I just think that's really cool because I would really like for more adults to try mermaiding sometime. Because you know that you'll like it, and you know that it's like a little kid in yourself. And when you put on the tail and you're in the water, like the times that I've taught grown-ups and you see them jump in the water in their tail and they go up and their face is like,
yeah, I can only imagine.
Being a kid again.
Oh, yes. Quick question, vying off from that. Do you make tails for men?
Oh yeah, we make. I have this little company that I started last year with my soulmate, Lexi Mermaid, and we make custom-made hybrid tails for men and women. So
wow,
awesome! Yeah, so mermen, come get it.
Yeah,
come and get it. Odysseus Studios.
I just want to dive into Elftopia again because you were swimming in a moat.
Wow.
So not an aquarium. And so, well, you were saying also that the water is darker underneath, so you can't go very deep. You have to stay on the surface. How is that? Is it cold? Because it was in when was it? In August, so probably
August,
not. But still, is it clean?
Well, it's clean as in it's safe to swim in. Like there is no like dangerous bacteria or stuff in it that will hurt me. They always test it before I enter the water. But I've been swimming in the moat since 2016.
Oh, wow.
And it's I really like swimming there. I can't really tell if the water is cold or warm because it's just something that is not on my mind while I'm the moment I hit the water, maybe I'm like, ooh, but then I'm okay because I have to haul ass to keep swimming and keep making sure that my tail is visible for the audience, because like you said, the water is very dark. It's kind of shallow. I can't do anything underwater that they will notice. So I have to stay at the surface, which requires a lot of stamina and energy. So I'm really happy that it's like only 15 to 20 minutes I have to be in there. But it's one of my favorite gigs. I really like performing there.
Wow, that's impressive.
That sounds great. Yeah.
Also, the reaction that I get from most of the people, because the people who come to Elftopia for like the very first time and they see me sitting on the little deck before I hit the water, and they're like, she's not really going to jump in, is she? Like, that water looks so dirty. Stuff like that. And then I'm like, whoop, and I'm gone. And they're like, oh my God, she did it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, amazing.
Everybody should go there. Oh, and you also do theme parks. Stuff in theme parks like Bellewaarde. I saw that you did.
Yes. I was asked a couple of times. Unfortunately, that's when Corona hit, so I wasn't able to showcase like my full potential there. So I hope maybe they'll ask me back for like Halloween or next year. But that was really fun as well.
Well, it seems like your career is going swimmingly.
It was before Corona.
Nice one, Maika. Nice.
I thought I'd bring just one more pun in before the end. I guess that's all for today then. So thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of Unboxing Women. And thank you, Celine, for coming on our show. It was amazing. I mean...
Mermaid Celine, come on.
It is amazing. I mean, we never thought this would happen, and it has, and it is amazing. So if you want to connect with Celine, be sure to check out her socials, which you can find in the show notes below. And if you've ever had an experience you'd like to share with us, send us a DM or tag us in a post with the hashtag such a bitch. And don't forget to support your favorite artist through merch or donate. I can't do this today. My name is Maika Rose, and I've been chatting with Rexx and Mermaid Celine. This is a weekly show. Weekly, guys. So make sure to tune back in next week, same time, same place. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.